Plot twist, I wasn't just depressed or spiraling or growing crazy, because turns out there's 10 ladies living in my head and sharing a brain with me. Who would have thought? And as a result, my life has changed dramatically. Let me tell you about it. Hi friends, happy new vlog. We have a lot to catch up on. So I haven't posted, I think I've only posted one vlog in probably the past year. And the reason for that is, well, I was in a mental crisis. If you're not watching my main channel, I did a big long series about this. So I'm just gonna give you the Spark Notes version here just to catch you up on things. But basically the past couple of years, I was not at my mental best. You could say, in fact, that I was at rock bottom. And I ended up entering a trauma treatment facility to address some unprocessed trauma. And while I was there, I ended up getting diagnosed with a couple of things that were pretty life-changing. The first of which was a The first of which was a dissociation disorder, where I learned that basically for hours every single day, I was just getting completely stuck in my own head in la la land, and I was using up all my energy, and I had no idea I was even doing it. Then I was diagnosed with essentially multiple personalities, where I didn't realize that a lot of parts of myself, when something traumatic would happen, would kind of shut down, and I'd completely start over as if I was a new video game character. And those parts just got stuck in time, and over time they kind of accumulated, and that's kind of why I was spiraling, was because I created too many. Now, if you are following the series, there is one episode left in the series Shadow Brains, and this vlog might be out first. So spoiler alert, here's the final diagnosis, which won't ruin the final episode. Still go watch the final episode. But combined, all of that equated to dissociative identity disorder. However, there's like some caveats to it, which I'll explain in that video. Essentially, I got half diagnosed with DID and then half diagnosed with OSDD, which is like a Other Unspecified Dissociative Identity Disorder, because I didn't meet all the qualifications. It's a long thing. Suffice to say, my life has changed because I had no idea any of that was happening, but it explains so much of my life struggles and issues, and why it felt like I just couldn't get a handle on my mental health and my life was spiraling out of control, that now so many things make more sense, and I'm just doing so much better. So I've been in recovery now for almost 8 months, and it is still quite the journey of recovery. I'm doing so much better in the sense that at nighttime, because I didn't realize I was dissociating so much, I'll be like, oh my God, like it's 6 p.m. Wow, like I still have so much time. What do I want to do next? Oh my God, it's only 11 p.m. I thought it was 3 in the morning. Like, this is crazy. I'm getting so much of my time back and so much of my energy back that it's great. Unfortunately, I am spending a lot of that time working on some body recovery stuff, which I haven't gone over yet, but I'll talk more about it in the next vlog because it's kind of a lot. Essentially, I kind of switched out my mental problems for a lot more physical problems. So that's where I'm spending a lot of my time these days. So it's gonna be a very long road to recovery, but like I said, it's all good news because I feel like I'm getting a second chance at life. I feel like I finally found the poison that was eating me alive, and I finally have a handle on what was keeping me from pursuing all of my goals and what was keeping me from just living a normal life. So a long road ahead of me, but I wanted to get back into vlogging because it is the way that I document my life, and it really is something that brings me a lot more joy. However, moving forward, they're gonna be a lot more kind of just like chill diaries, because I want to focus on staying present in my real life and kind of enjoying life as it's happening, and sticking a camera in people's face kind of takes me out of the moment. So these will be more like recaps and video diaries about just updates in my life. So you're gonna be seeing a lot of my apartment, so hope you don't mind. This concealer is really white. What did I do? Vanilla! That was my mistake. Wait, this is so off topic, but I just learned this. My friend gave me this like bronzer that she didn't use, Makeup by Mario, and I was pumping and I was like, dang it, like it's all out of the pump. So I go to unscrew it to get a little bit more, and there is a doe foot in the pump. That is so genius. That's also probably why this brand is so expensive, because of little details like that. Anyway, so I'm gonna show you some things about my life that have changed. but for the better. The first being a lot of the systems that I created pre-diagnosis. I felt like I was spiraling in life and I just couldn't control myself. Like I had so many rules that I would have to set for myself and I couldn't follow my own rules and I could never figure out why. And it turns out it's because I have multiple parts that I was trying to control. And let me show you. So one of the biggest problems that I've complained about for forever is laundry and the fact that I would just leave clothes everywhere. And I would tell myself, JC, just put it away, or like don't leave your clothes all over the floor. And I just couldn't do it. I would change my clothes all the time and there'd be clothes everywhere. So what I did a few months ago was I got a basket here that is kind of like the in-between clothes. You know how people have like the chair? This is like clothes where if I'm on filming days and I have a bunch of outfit changes, I'll put them in here if I'm too lazy to put away. Or this is something where if it's hot during the day and then I switch into warmer clothes at night, I'll put those clothes in here because I can wear them again. It's kind of like those in-between like dirty clothes, you know? And then in my closet, you know, I still have like a regular hamper for that kind of stuff. Then in the bathroom, when I would take a shower, I would leave my clothes all over the floor and I'd be like, JC, please just put them away. And I just couldn't do it. So I got a second hamper that I keep in my bathroom. Instead of walking all my clothes back to my bedroom, I just have a second hamper and it makes everything so much easier. And then a step further is I installed this like clothesline. And so these are for clothes like if I go for a walk, and they're not quite dirty, but they're not quite clean enough to go in that in-between one. I put them on the clothesline, just kind of air them out, and then I can wear them again tomorrow because it was just a walk. They're not that sweaty, you know? And so I implemented that system several months ago, just trying to get myself to put my clothes away. And ever since learning that I was changing my clothes as a result of me switching and having all these different ladies in my head, laundry is so much easier. I never leave my clothes anywhere anymore. It's like all the systems I've been trying to put in place work. And it's like, I knew I wasn't crazy and I finally got a handle on it. Here's another example. So dishes were the other thing that I couldn't stand. I would always have a mountain of dishes and I was getting so frustrated because I was like, I can't live like this. I had to buy paper plates and paper or plastic utensils because I just could not get ahead on my dishes. So what I've been doing is I have new rules. So I realized I was just using too many dishes. So like my coffee cup, I use this like 2 or 3 times a day, whereas before I'd make my coffee in the morning, put it in the sink. I'd go for a decaf later at night, I'd grab a new mug, and now I use 2 mugs in one day. So now for everything that I can use again, I just rinse it and I have a special in-between sponge. So again, like not quite for, you know, clean dishes, but that in-between of just like scrub it out, but I can use it again. Same thing with like my protein shakes. I have one every morning. If I'm gonna use it every morning, let me just like give it a quick little scrub and I'll use that again for the next day. Plates is another one where I'd use a plate for breakfast and then I'd throw it in the sink, and then for dinner I'd grab another plate when I could just easily like kind of wipe it down and use the same plate. Like I was using so many dishes. Plus when I would do the dishes, I was dissociating and it would take me up to like half hour, 40 minutes. And I hated it so much, but I didn't know I was dissociating. That now I'm not doing that anymore. The dishes don't even take that long. The laundry doesn't even take me that long. That again, just so much of my life I'm getting back that it makes things easier. And then my other rule is I have to put my dishes in the sink and I have to at least rinse them. So my other problem was I would just leave my dishes like in my living room and then they'd get all crusty and it would make washing my dishes twice as long because I had to scrub out like the caked on crusty food. And now I just like kind of wipe it out. So I was trying to implement this for months and now all of a sudden it's like, I can do it. It's effortless. I've gotten my life so much more under control because I learned that I had all these multiple personalities that were taking over my day-to-day. They didn't want to do the chores and we were switching so often that I didn't realize that's why I couldn't just maintain my life. And ever since getting control of that, it's so silly how simple it is, but how life-changing it is to be able to do my laundry, to be able to do my dishes. And another one, last thing, is showering. So you could not get me to shower every single day back when I was in the throes of my depression. Anybody who has depression knows that it's so hard to shower. And so I had to ask myself, what do I hate about showering? Okay, well I hate it when I get out of the shower and my hair's wet and my body's wet and I'm cold and my feet are cold. So all I did to fix that is I got a robe and I got a shower cap. And what was the other thing? Oh, and I got slippers. Can you see them? And that has fixed all of my problems, because now I go, well, Jace, you don't have to wash your hair every time you get it wet. Just put on a shower cap. And when you get out of the shower, you get to put on this warm, cozy robe that like completely dries your body right away. And you have these like towel-like slippers that you can slip into while you're still drying off. And it's like, holy shit, I'm showering every single day now just from those little fixes. I mean, on top of just all the therapy I've been doing and just getting so much control of my parts. And this feels so simple to say, but like all of those things, it's like, oh my God, guys, I'm getting a second chance at life. I'm learning how to be a functioning adult. And it's crazy because I've been trying so hard for so many years, not knowing why I couldn't do these things. And now I'm just able to do it. And so it's really exciting. I know it doesn't seem exciting, but like, I don't know, I'm just getting a second chance on life, and I'm so grateful that, again, that I found what all the problems were. And I've been getting to know my parts in my head, and it's gonna be a fun journey telling you about it, because it has been wild for me. All right, I just got ready for a birthday party, and I wanted to show you my outfit because it's directly related to all the ladies in my head. So I have always struggled with my personal style, and I think the reason for that was because we all couldn't agree on anything. We were always changing our clothes because we never felt quite comfortable. So I finally came up with a formula for every outfit that kind of appeases all of my parts and makes them feel represented. So here is the formula. First, I always need a pop of color and a pattern. So pattern, of course, and a pop of color will be blue. I've been buying a lot more like fun colored pants and like brightly colored shirts, and that kind of appeases the fun parts. And then I need next three things. I need something fun, something cute, and something sexy. So fun is my hair. This is my fun hairstyle, kind of Carmen Banana-esque. Carmen Banana, is that her name? Or does she just have bananas on her head? Anyway, so that's my cute. My fun, I guess, would also be my sweater vest. And my sexy would be my boot cut pants, because I always feel most sexy in my boot cut pants. I was gonna wear my leather pants, but I wore those last week, and boy, do I sweat in them. So those are like a one-time use only before I have to wash them. But then I also have my boots on, which also make me feel sexy. So if anything, I just feel like I have the most balance, and it's like, okay, like I got a little crop going, but at least I'm fun, and like I look like I'm a good time. So that's been very helpful in kind of identifying my personal style and feeling like myself again. Also, I'm blonde again. Shout out to my cousin Jillian. She helped me feel more like myself, because the brown, it brought out my eyes, but like it just didn't feel like me. And I've just been feeling so much more whole and complete and like myself again. But let me show you this. So the birthday that I'm going to is for my friend Benji. And so I made him this little basket because he's actually going out of town for a little while. So I made him like a travel survival kit. So I've got like disinfectant spray, some face masks, some fuzzy socks, some snacks, Tylenol, toothpaste, hand warmers because he's going somewhere cold. So just like a cute little gift. But that's where I'm headed right now, to a birthday party. So I will see you afterwards, because I'm working on something in my therapy, and that's inner self boundaries. So I'll tell you a little bit more about that tomorrow. But let's head to Benji's birthday party.
To you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Benji. His nipples.
Oh, don't be shy now. God, if he does this on video, it's like,
Woohoo!
yay! Don't worry, I'm gonna X out that audio.
It's the next morning, and I'm eating breakfast right now. It's avocado toast with cottage cheese. This is supposed to be with egg whites, because you know the price of eggs is ridiculous and it's ruining my life. But egg white cartons are still sometimes in store, and I've been eating that for the past couple weeks, and they were all sold out again. So I had to switch to cottage cheese. It's fine, but it's not as warm as I would like. I miss my eggs. Bring back normal price eggs. Anyway, last night was fun, and it's so interesting going to parties now, because one of the things that I've been learning in therapy is how much I lack inner boundaries. So basically I learned how much of a people pleaser I was, and how that was affecting my own energy, and how I basically was giving all my energy to everybody else and not saving any for myself, and that was contributing to the depression and the big flops in energy that I was experiencing. And it's funny because I would call it the dazzle, where basically anytime I'd go out into the world, whether it was to a cashier, whether I was at a party or anything, I would try to make an impression on everybody that I spoke to. So at a party, I'd make sure to talk to every single person and make them feel like they're my best friend and make sure that they're having a good time. And if there was any lull in the conversation, it felt like my responsibility to fill it and to be the fun person. And then I'd go home and I'd need days to recover because I'd be so exhausted, and I'd be mad because I'm like, nobody gave me that same amount of attention. Nobody was asking me questions when I was straight up interviewing them. I literally went to a party semi-recently where somebody was just like, dang, are you gonna interrogate me all night? And I was like, oh, I guess that's what I do. I just go and I like ask people a bunch of questions and try to feign interest, and it comes across as interrogating. And so I had to learn that a lot of that was inner boundaries, because when my therapist was pointing this out, I was thinking to myself, oh no, but people are gonna think that I'm being mean if I'm not like that. People aren't gonna like me as much. And funny enough, that's not what happened. So now when I go to parties, I have to do a lot more checking in with myself and my own energy. So last night at the party, I'd be sitting on the couch and I'd have to be like, am I having fun? Yeah, I'm having fun. If there's a lull in the conversation, I'd have to be like, hey JC, it's not your responsibility to fill that. It's not your responsibility to see somebody kind of sitting alone and make sure that they're having the best time of their life. Because are you having fun? Yeah, so just enjoy your time. And I've also been doing so much nervous system regulation, which is something I'll have to go into in a future vlog. And people have been telling me like, you seem so much more calm and you seem like so much more chill. Still fun, but like you're not as like hyper and antsy. And I'm like, yeah, I guess so. And I thought that people would think that I was being mean or that like I've changed. And it turns out people think I'm a lot less annoying now, which, what a concept. Inner boundaries actually help. So it's kind of fun to go to parties like this at the birthday party and test out my inner boundaries and remind myself of I'm evolving as a person and it's not a bad thing. And people still like me. And if they don't like me, that's okay too, because I'm conserving energy for myself and I like myself. And that's gonna be how it is moving forward. So fun to test that out at parties, but happy birthday again, Benji. Bon appetit. One last thing about boundaries. So the other thing that I did at this party, which is kind of new for me, is I left early, because before, you know, I'd be like, no, it's rude to leave early, or like I have to get there first and leave last because that's my role. My role is to be the fun person here. And I had no inner boundaries with that. And so it's been nice to exercise and check in with myself and be like, hey, how are we feeling? We having fun? Yeah, but I'm getting kind of tired. You know what? I think it's time to leave. Even if I'm the first person to leave, that's okay, because nobody's gonna be mad at me because I'm tired. I'm allowed to leave. And again, that was something that I thought people would be mad at me for, and nobody's mad at me for that. But I think the biggest change in my life in terms of inner boundaries is saying no to plans. That has been so difficult for me, because if I got invited anywhere, I'd be like, yeah, of course, I'll be there. And if I couldn't make it, I would feel guilty. Guilt is a big, big thing that I've been working on. If you're watching the series, you definitely know this. That where I'd feel like if they invited me somewhere, now I'm in debt to them. Now it's like, well, shoot, they invited me somewhere last time, so it's my turn to invite them somewhere. And then if they invited me to a second thing and I couldn't go, it would just eat me up alive of, I'm such a bad friend. I can't go to anything there. Like, I feel so bad. And my therapist had to be like, JC, like, do you really think they're mad at you? And if they are those the kind of friends that you want to have, that you can't make it to one event that now they're never going to forgive you? And so that's been a really hard thing for just myself, and learning of like, if I don't feel like going, if I'm tired, if I'm overextending myself, if I'm overwhelmed for the week, it's okay to say no to plans. And that sounds so silly, but that was something that was so hard for me. Again, because of the guilting and just feeling like it was my responsibility in all of my friend groups to be that person, to always go and be the fun one. And again, it's just very like insightful to just see how much is changing of like, well, let me see if I'm having fun. Let me see if I want to go. Let me see if I'm feeling up to it, and creating better balance in my life. It's insane how something simple like that is not something I've ever realized until going to therapy. But just becoming aware of it and putting it into place and practicing it it's changing everything, you guys. I'm a whole new freaking person. It's wild. So that was the last thing on inner boundaries, but I need to go get ready now for school, actually. Let me tell you about that. So next up, I'm getting ready to leave for a sewing class. So if you guys watched my series Shadow Brains, you would have seen that college JC really liked to learn and like to try new things. And so I've always wanted to take a sewing class. I've always wanted to learn how to sew. So I signed up for one at the LA City College. So it was great because it's only like $60 or $80 for like the whole semester. It's 5 classes. And the one I took is Sewing 101. So it's literally like, this is a sewing machine. Here's how to thread it. Here's like different types of stitches and whatnot. And so we've just been kind of like learning how to like cut fabric like properly and like, you know, the mechanics of fabric, like the selvage and the grain off the bolt. Those are sewing terms that I learned. But today is our final class, and our final class project is sewing a pillow. So we got to go and pick out our own fabric. So I picked out this lovely, actually don't want to unfold that. I need that to stay how that is. Oopsies. This lovely croissant fabric. I love croissants and bread. I got a tattoo of it in Paris with my sister. Make sure to go check out that vlog. But this class has been super fun. We had to buy a bunch of like fun materials, and I feel like I'm on Project Runway. Like had to get some metal shears and a tape measure, and this is a snip. I forget what that's for. That's not a seam ripper. No, this is my seam ripper. I don't know. And then like chalk and threads and like pins and stuff. So classic sewing stuff. So I've been learning a lot, but I'm kind of sad because I wanted to take sewing 2, which is a lot more about pattern making, and it's already booked up. So if you're trying to take classes at a community college, know that the fun ones actually book up pretty quickly. The other fun part is that Rain is taking this class with me. So Rain, you saw in my last video, she is a co-host with my talk show. And I said on the show that I wanted my New Year's resolution to take a sewing class. And she was just like, I've always wanted to learn that too. I'm so down. And 2 weeks later, we were signed up and already starting our classes. So our last class today, which I'm sad about, but still super fun because I'll get a cute little pillow out of it. And college JC is happy because this was also very mentally challenging. Like sewing is a lot like baking. There's like precise measurements you need to take, and like you need to be careful and stuff, and I'm not patient enough for it. So it's really testing the noggin here. Oh yeah, my drafting ruler. It's another thing I have to bring. So I'm getting all packed up now. So let's head to the college where we will sew our final project.
She's got a sewing machine. She's got something for everything. She's got a sewing machine. And she's mean. One day I don't know why.
All right, just got done with my first ever pillow, and look how professional those seams are. I love it. I'm so happy, and I'm really enjoying sewing. So cool thing is my mom actually gifted me her old sewing machine. Look at this beaut. It's from the 80s. It's cute in pink. And my sewing teacher said, actually, the older the machine, the better, because they were built like machines back then. And nowadays, there's so much technology. I don't want to learn all that, but I'm really enjoying sewing. I've been practicing a few things. I'll show you in a future vlog. But I like it because you have to be patient with sewing, and you have to pay attention, and considering learning about my dissociating and how often I'm doing it, it really forces me to be like, JC, pay attention, use your eyes. And I'm really finding it relaxing for my nervous system, and I don't know, just keeping me present, which is the whole thing after learning about all these ladies living inside my head. So gonna keep up with this hobby because I thrift and I wanna be able to, you know, form things to my body more, use things for fabric and transform stuff. So pretty cool there, pretty exciting. All right, coming over to my beanbag chair. Let's get rid of this pillow and onwards to the new one. Cute. And I picked this fabric specifically because the yellow tones bring out all of the yellow accents in my living room. So super cute, really happy with it. Here's my little beanbag setup. Also, my best friend Angelina got me this neon sign that lights up and says JC. I need to turn it on more often, but cute little corner over here. Now it's nice and cozy and croissant-y. So one of the things in my life that has changed, as if everything hasn't changed since learning about the multiple personalities and the dissociating. Oh shoot, one last thing I'll mention in this vlog about the multiple personalities is that my new name on YouTube for this channel, it used to just be JC Aaron Vlogs. I changed it to JC Hosts because I host a talk show. So it's gonna be about all my like life and career as a talk show host. but it's a double entendre because JC hosts all the ladies in my brain. I'm the host of all of my parts. You get it? I thought that was kind of clever and cool. So that was the last bit I wanted to include here. I'm having a lot of body issues as well, which I will go over in the next vlog because it deserves a vlog on its own. But I'm essentially tired all of the time now. I'm going through a lot of nervous system regulation. I've been calming my brain down a lot more, and getting my body out of flight or fight is actually very exhausting. And I just don't have the energy every day to do as much on my schedule as I used to. So I've kind of been grieving my life a little bit, in the sense that I don't have it in me to do plans every single day. You know, I kind of can only do one thing a day, and then my YouTube work here at home, and I am cooked by the end of the night, just so tired. And I've been overextending myself a lot lately. I just can't say no to plans. I still think I can go back to my old life as if things aren't totally different. And things are totally different. So I made a promise to myself. I was gonna do a no new plans March, and then I failed on March 1st. So I'm doing a no plans on the weekdays, where I have to stay at home. It's better for my body, for my nervous system, and just for like regulating my life again. So no new plans, but I wanted to keep these vlogs a little bit more at home because I am trying to work on staying present in my real life. And so when I'm out and about doing events, I kind of just want to do photos and maybe tell you guys about them. So get used to seeing this apartment because I will be here a lot. Hope that's not boring, but want to give you a real perspective of what it's like to live with all this craziness that I got going on. So I'll tell you even more about it next vlog because there's updates, guys. There's updates. But I will see you in the next one. I appreciate you tuning in, and hopefully, I don't know, I've interested you enough to stick around. I don't know, we'll see. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Toodles!